A good snowstorm is something people talk about before it happens. Whether it was a big storm or just a dusting, the first thing I did every winter school morning was look out my window and assess the situation. If the road was covered, I knew I was in business. Mom and Dad still had to work either way, so breakfast went as it normally did. Me, the whole time, I was glued to the radio. When I heard the radio broadcaster say the name Cameron County School District, I knew this is a snow day. The best snow days happen on Mondays and Fridays, but beggars can't be choosers. I was pretty responsible growing up, as far as my parents knew. So, other than my dad occasionally coming home to check on us, it was just me and my brother. Oh, and my friends, of course. Well, most winter days involved Nintendo or something on the computer. An early winter snow day meant one thing: war. On my street, there was a long-standing feud, one born of rocks and fart spray. A dividing line so thick that not even penny candy could undo the damage of past slights. Our opponents had older and more kids, but we had guile, which had to count for something. Also, fart spray. We had fart spray, but there was no need to bring chemical warfare into the battle yet. As soon as the parents were out of the way, construction began. Amateurs would start rolling and packing. Experts like us, we found a snowplow pile and started digging. Trees and hedges made good cover, but the basic rule of snow forts are simple. The bigger the wall, the better the fort. Second was snowball storage. Coming out from cover during the heat of battle to roll fresh snowballs? No, that was a disaster. After the essentials, everything else was a bonus. Me and my friends, we liked bonuses. With our medium of snow, we were architects, unmatched by any that had come before us. Our walls had ice block ramparts. We had tunnels to auxiliary fortifications. Snacks? Oh, you better believe it. Even a small place for a candle to heat the inside of our secure area. Don't know if my parents knew about that. We were careful, though. We even made a chimney with a broomstick. We had fallback positions, flanking points for close attacks. We planned pinch points and had traps. Of course, we had our offensive weapons of mass destruction that we trained with extensively. The dreaded ice chunk. Now, even in war, there are rules. You never threw an ice chunk at another kid. No matter what names they called you, it was just something simply no one would do. Their utility was entirely for breaking down enemy fortifications and building defensive structures. Finding a packed chunk of ice in last week's snow pile was like finding iron during the Stone Age. Our supply was at least 30 throwable chunks, all shaped into perfect sizes. By mid-afternoon, we were ready. Me and my friends took the main fort. My brother, he took the forward fort. He was quick, could dodge, helped us flank. Even though we had all the supplies and defenses we needed, that didn't mean we stopped preparing. This was war, after all. Anytime a car came down the street, we would hide behind our fortifications, just in case there was a spy in the car. In years past, we had taken serious damage on the first good snow day. One fort destroyed, another badly damaged. This year would be different. During the summer, I was a stone skipper. I could outskip any of my friends. 10 skips? Psh, child's play. The only thing that stopped me was the other side of the river. I had custom snowballs that were flat like a fat disc. I would sidearm deliver these with a devastating blow. It may sound foolish to say that you have a favorite of anything that would melt at room temperature, but this was my snowball, and it was my favorite. Everyone had their role to play, and the right tools for victory. Fast throwers laid down cover. Heavy throwers, they destroyed walls. Flankers could get around and hit foes behind cover. I was a sniper. There was really only so far you could throw a snowball, but I was good at hitting targets that were moving, even when they tried to get behind cover. As day turned to twilight, it was clear. Our enemy was not going to come to us. We would have to go on the offensive. We loaded our ice chunks and a few choice snowballs into an old backpack. made our way into enemy territory. See what they were planning. We knew the plan. We'd hit them from a distance, and then draw them back to our fortifications. They were easy to anger. Crawling over a neighbor's hill, we got the vantage point from underneath some pine trees. Yet, there was no enemy snow fort. Not in the same spot as last year. We kept on looking, quietly, but we didn't find anything. The kids on the other end of the street had grown older, and they thought they were above playing with us little kids. We returned to our base. My brother, who had stayed behind to guard, watched us nervously as we walked towards him. As we walked towards the fort with the last little bit of light fading behind us, blues, orange, purples, mixed with the dark clouds typical of a winter sunset, the idea of wasting our whole day building this fort only lasted for a second. We were proud of what we had made. We all fell back to the main base and lit the candle, opened up a can of sugary drink, and sat back in our creation. The wind had picked up, but we were inside of our mighty fortress, so it didn't affect us. Together, we drank a toast to our victory. We knew we had the finest fort on the whole street.